welcome into Behind the Brand podcast. I'm Adam Hayes. To my right is my co-host, Bob Paden. And right here with us today is Chris Cox from Chimney Solutions Indiana. Welcome in.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Tell us about Chimney Solutions.
Chimney Solutions Indiana. So Chimney Solutions actually started in Atlanta, Georgia, 1997, and became a very well-known chimney sweep. We're a turnkey residential chimney and fireplace company, full service. And I started our branch in 2016 here in Indianapolis. I'm from Indiana, so it was a natural transition for me and my family. And so our office is currently on 86th and Lafayette Road here in Indy.
And the big white barn, I call it. Right?
Yeah, the big white barn. It's got our logo on the front. It's great. It's a great location. Very blessed to pick that up. But
is that the location of the showroom as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So we have a full showroom inside, wood burning in, gas products, electric. We really try to have more middle of the road and high end fireplaces as opposed to builder grade products, which are extremely common, work well. They've been working for 20 years, but we try to just have a little bit better of an offering and fewer options. But yeah, we have a full showroom in the office, in the building, and very proud of that. Very excited about it.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you one of the only locations then that has a showroom? One of the locally anyway?
We're the only Chimney Solutions that has a showroom. They're working on one down there in Atlanta.
Okay.
Making some good progress on that, but we... I took the dive, I just, we had this awesome location, great road frontage. We had the space, we had the square footage. We flipped the office and renovated the inside. And I was like, this is a perfect spot. Like I can't not put fireplaces on the floor.
Right.
So we did that and got that fully functional last year.
I got to see it during the build phase and then eventually when it was finished. And it's an interesting building, right?
Yes.
It's got a little strange shape inside and out. If you really, it's not square corners.
No.
Lots of
Nothing
angles.
in there is square.
Lots of angles. It's like,
it was an old filling station, and then they built a post frame, like pole barn style building around it. So I've got like block walls, and then you've got, just siding, and it's a whole mix of construction methods, but it works.
That's interesting.
That's right. It's a great spot, though.
So, from a regulation standpoint, are there any regulations that shape, the chimney and the fireplace industry in general that people should know about?
That's a good question, and it's something that has been more a part of our industry in the last decade than, when I grew up with a wood stove in the house, my dad would get that thing cherry red,
hot.
Like that's
Just
a bit of an exaggeration, but it'd be January and we'd all be sitting in the living room with, shorts on and no shirt, just sweating. It's like, Dad, you gotta turn this thing down.
Your dad turned it into a sauna.
Yeah. But that's how we heated the house.
Right.
And there were no restrictions. This was an old school wood stove that just had a damper in the flue.
And a pipe.
Yep. And go right up into the chimney liner. Well, now the EPA has really tightened down on what it means to have a functional wood burning fireplace in your house. Mm. And what that looks like is that we don't control the gases that leave anymore. We control the air that comes into the stove. So we really regulate the amount of air that can come into a fire, into a sealed system. Okay. And the byproducts of combustion, the smoke, there's water vapor, there's carbon, there's uncombusted elements there. A lot of times those get recombusted and burnt up for cleaner efficiency of the stove. But then it passes through like a catalyst, and that'll clean up, that'll create another combustion cycle, clean up those gases. So now you can have this awesome heater in your house and you don't even see any smoke leaving your chimney. It's clean. There's 2 grams of particulate an hour. They get them down to very, very low levels, which is really good in one sense. Conversely, on the other end of the coin, or the other side of the coin, you have typically a smaller heater, and the firebox is a little smaller, and so you're burning less wood. You're more efficient, but they don't always heat like the old ones used to. Right.
It doesn't just radiate.
Yes. Yeah. They do a very, very good job, and you can still efficiently heat your house with a wood burning heater, wood burning stove. But the old school stuff is 2 totally different animals.
Yeah.
Right.
Does the catalyst Is that like a lifetime thing, or does it have to be changed? Or
Usually it has to be swapped out every 10 years or so.
Really?
There are some companies like Blaze King. They're made in Walla Walla, Washington. Fantastic fireplace manufacturer. They specialize in wood burning stoves, and their catalyst has some metallic alloys kind of mixed into it. And don't hold me to this. I think I want to say they have a lifetime warranty on those.
Wouldn't surprise me.
One of the only ones that I know of.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So from a standpoint of, somebody with an existing fireplace that doesn't have that, in their system, are they still like grandfathered in to be able to use their existing system without, having to, meet some federal criteria of having that?
There's really not a lot of teeth in the law, like if the EPA says like, hey, here's the standard and you guys cannot, the vendors, the manufacturers, the installers, we're not allowed technically to sell these old stoves that don't meet standards anymore, which again, like that's been helpful for the industry and helpful for the environment. But if I'm a homeowner and I'm burning wood in that old stove from the 60s or 70s,
it's a free for all.
Yeah, like you're heating your home and nobody's going to come knocking and say, hey, you got to give that up.
Yeah.
Now, when you switch insurance carriers, they're going to ask. A lot of times we go do inspections for homeowners that, have new homeowner policies. Yep, that happens. And, sometimes we will reline an old stove to make it more efficient, make it safer. But we technically don't sell the old ones anymore because we're legally not allowed to. So that's an example of some government
But you can service
play.
them.
Oh, yeah, we service
is,
them all the time. Because if I think about it from this perspective, let's say you have an old wood burner in your house, an old wood stove, and you've been using it for years. It's been fine. It's been great. And it's still in great condition. You have it serviced every year. I walk in the house and I say, Adam, this is filthy. Let's get it cleaned up. We clean it out. We change a few parts. Maybe we put a new liner on there. Maybe we change the cap. When I leave, I can sleep good at night knowing that you have a safer installation. The fire's never safe
Than you had before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an open flame.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you can burn a fire on your floor in your house, So it's never safe, but at the same time, you have a better chance of long-term use of the stove. You're going to heat your home more efficiently. It's a better situation than when we arrived. So would I love to see you buy a new fireplace? Yeah, but if that's not in your best interest, that's up to you.
Yeah.
And I'm here to serve the homeowner.
Yeah.
So
does the same thing apply to a fire box that's just an open fireplace? How does that work?
That's the funny thing about
you've been to my house, so I know what part of the answer is.
That's the funny thing about the EPA's regulations is, not everybody has a wood stove.
Right.
So if you have an open wood burning fireplace, it's essentially kind of worse than having the stove, right? I mean, you're not getting the fuel is hot, I guess. It's not the same type of heater. It's a totally different thing. But an open fireplace is going to need a good bit of maintenance.
Yep.
It's going to need swept every year, just like a wood stove. But yeah, it's a totally different thing. And people with wood stoves tend to be more heavy users.
Yes.
Right? So they're going to need more maintenance and more service and cleanings. Somebody with a wood burning fireplace might be more of a recreational burner.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're just burning on holidays, families in town.
It's the aesthetic more than it is function.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So people aren't typically heating their homes with a wood burning fireplace, but they are with a wood burning stove.
Correct.
Is that kind of the essence of it?
Yes. Yeah.
And could you get an insert for wood stove that would insert into the existing wood burning fireplace?
Yeah, absolutely.
He tried to sell me one. So,
I did.
Haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Yeah, I mean, you can. You put a wood burning stove inside of a masonry fireplace. You have a factory built fireplace, usually spec homes or kit homes or just normal everyday custom homes too. They will put in a factory built fireplace, and you're not really supposed to put a wood burner in there.
Right.
But most builders aren't even doing masonry chimneys anymore, masonry fireplaces. It's too expensive to produce.
Yeah.
Customers don't want to pay for that.
They do the nice marble, either a marble slab or something, or just literally drywall.
Oh, man. Right. Yeah. We'll spend tens of thousands to make my hearth and my surround and my fireplace look amazing. But you put a $500 box behind all that beautiful marble.
Wow.
And it's a travesty. Yeah. It really is. We got a $600,000 home.
Yeah.
With 3 fireplaces, and those fireplaces cost a total of, $5,000-$6,000 because they're builder grade products. that serve a purpose, but it's like you have that nice of a home and you invest in a couple of boxwoods and hostas for landscaping in front of the front door. It doesn't match. So when we talk about home value,
yes,
the fireplace will add quite a bit of value. You just have to pick the right one, and you have to have a qualified, educated, professional installer, not just listening to your builder talk, or not just listening to your previous experience with a bad fireplace at your old home. You want to get in front of somebody that represents good brands, that installs good quality fireplaces.
Yeah, awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
I had a question, then it totally escaped me. So chimneys, not the box itself, but I know, like mine, I'm looking for probably looking at a rebuild, right? You went through and did the whole inspection. Tell homeowners, people that do have a fireplace. Mine, our house was built in the 70s. Maybe somebody's in the 80s or 90s, but it's the traditional brick stack. What should they be looking for?
Yeah, chimneys have the unfortunate. They're exposed to the weather on all four sides above the roof. When you think about brick homes, like just think about a single-story ranch-style house, brick or limestone. They're usually in fantastic condition. They were really well built, and the brick and the block and the stone on the side of the house doesn't take much of a beating. It's protected by the roof. It's protected by the gutters, overhang. But that chimney, that poor chimney, has to endure spring, summer, winter, fall, right there, and takes a beating. So that masonry can deteriorate quite a bit. Case in point, Bob's poor chimney.
I'm probably on a website somewhere.
I've got a poor chimney at my old house too.
I guarantee it. Yeah.
So it's the bricks can crack. Did you know a brick can hold a cup and a half of water?
Yeah. That's
wow.
Yep.
Yeah, a single brick can hold a cup and a half of water.
That's a lot of water.
Imagine now stacking that up.
Yeah, and imagine all the rain we've had, even slow drizzle over the period of 3 or 4 cloudy days. That brick doesn't have time to dry out, and so you get a leak that's produced in the house. And then you got, the winter, you've got all those freeze-thaw cycles. So the bricks absorb the water, it freezes, brick pops.
Wow.
Face will fall off. We call that spalling.
Yeah.
So the brick will deteriorate in place. And then the only way to fix it is to take the brick out and replace it, that single brick. Or if it needs to, maybe you rebuild the top half, bottom half. I don't know, we can surgically remove bricks and replace them and keep somebody from having to do a full rebuild. Sometimes 30-40% of the chimney's bad. I know as soon as I start to cut into this thing, it's going to fall apart. You have this domino effect. Where all the bricks
all
just
those
start
sunshine
popping.
parts. Yeah.
Is that something you don't necessarily know until you get into it, or is that something you can predict?
Sometimes we can usually predict it though.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes that does happen. It's like, wow, this thing's worse than we thought.
Yeah.
Right.
If your chimney's painted, it's probably a lot worse than you think.
Wow.
Brick
Hidden.
likes to breathe. It's got to breathe.
Yeah.
And you can put a water repellent on brick that keeps it from absorbing water, but it still allows the air to pass through and for it to breathe and dry out. If you've got paint on there, it's like putting a rain jacket on that thing, and sure, it repels water, but then the brick
Holds it.
It can't breathe, and it just it rots. That it's weird to say that a brick can rot, but it like rots underneath of that paint.
Wow.
So we'll get in there and we'll start cutting out bricks on this painted chimney, and the whole thing just starts to fall apart.
Wow.
Yeah,
Which gets back to value, right? I mean, it's like we've had this conversation because, someday we may sell the house. I probably couldn't even sell it the way it is. I'd have to fix it, right? And so that's where actually maintaining your chimney, maintaining your firebox, etc. As much as no one likes to do it, I don't, right? Obviously. But it can have a really detriment. Imagine you get all the way to the end of inspection and, hey, by the way,
and then you find out how much a chimney rebuild costs.
Correct.
And the sticker shock. I mean, nobody wants to put time and money into something they can't even see from the ground. And the chimney is the redheaded stepchild up there. Like it can't get the attention it needs.
Right.
And so
there's a marketing thing in there somewhere, right?
maybe,
Right.
yes.
Yes.
And so it's always a shock to think, oh my gosh, I didn't know it cost this much to fix my chimney.
Yeah.
Right.
But
especially for a recreational burner with a wood fireplace.
Right.
I know.
Right. And you come in and, whatever the quote is, if they're not expecting that amount of money, they're like, I burn it 3 times a year.
Right.
I just want to protect, my house and make sure this thing's not leaking.
And that's the thing, is that the chimney, it's essentially like this open straw. It's a pathway into the home.
Right.
Yeah.
And if it's leaking, then your framing in the attic, your insulation, your drywall in the ceiling,
Everything's exposed.
is getting wet. And then, like you said, if you're an infrequent user, if you just recreationally burning a fire on the weekends, that's the last thing you want to invest your money into.
Right.
That's why quality inspections, annual inspections, and just some basic maintenance will keep you from having to do that.
Get sticker shock on that.
Yeah. Plus
preventative maintenance. So what do you recommend then, for anybody with a wood stove or a wood burning fireplace? You recommend annual inspections, or do you have an annual plan? How does that work with what you guys do?
If you're burning wood, you absolutely need to have an annual inspection and a sweep if it's necessary. And our technicians will determine that on site. Usually if there's like an 1/8 of an inch of creosote or more that's layered, or, some visible soot and creosote, let's sweep it. I'm already here.
Right.
Let's just sweep it. But an annual inspection is extremely important, just flat out. If you have a fireplace, you need to have it inspected every year. And the more you have it inspected, the easier that process goes.
Sure.
It's just,
similar to your furnace, similar to everything else. You just, to your point, it's the redheaded stepchild that gets ignored. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I'm sorry to all the gingers out there.
Right.
That's not my intention.
So what are some of the common things that you see when you go out to do an inspection?
Brickwork, that the chimney is broken. It's leaking. It needs help. It could be just some simple sealants that are needed. And we're not up there running a caulk gun and just like caulking all the bad mortar joints and stuff. We try to fix it with good quality products. And, maybe sometimes a patch is all that's needed. Sometimes we got to do more extensive work. But common issues are, bad mortar joints, bricks that are failing, cracks in the cap or the crown.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not even a fireplace chimney. Sometimes it's an appliance chimney for a furnace or a water heater.
Oh,
If you've
really?
got an old gas or furnace or water heater. It vents into the masonry. That's extremely deleterious to a chimney, and it'll destroy a chimney very, very quickly. The mortar joints will fall out. You'll get white, powdery efflorescence. It almost looks like it's growing fur, but it's minerals leaching out of the brick.
I've got that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's called efflorescence.
Yeah.
And so those are common problems outside. Inside we see leaks up around the fireplace, that kind of stuff. Cracks in the walls of your firebox, or they're just filthy dirty and they just need cleaned.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah. What's some of the best wood to burn in a fireplace?
Hardwoods are always the go-to. Oak, hickory, ash, burning good quality hardwoods that's not only dry, but it's seasoned. You want a good moisture content of 15% or less. And then you can buy those moisture meters on Amazon. They're super cheap. Test your firewood. But you can have dry wood that was maybe cut down, a few months ago. If you've kept it in the garage or if it's been in a really dry environment, it'll still burn well. But really the best stuff is seasoned hardwood that's been down, that tree's been down for a year or more. And it's been split and stacked properly. And it's been in a dry environment.
Yeah.
But if you go out west, guess what? They're burning Doug fir,
Right,
and
because that's what's
pine.
available.
That's what's there.
Yeah, it's what falls down and they get it.
It's all, so you're going to get less BTUs with a softer wood.
Right.
But the biggest factor, whether you're burning Douglas fir or you're burning, white oak, it's the moisture content. So you've got to get that moisture content down in order to avoid the creosote. Because when you have water in wood and you burn it, it's going to be a lousy fire. First of all, it's really hard to keep going. But all of that water vapor and the byproducts of combustion mix, and it creates tar smoke basically in your system, and then
it sticks to the
creosote.
Yeah.
chimney.
And that's the worst kind.
Kind of like pine tar.
Yeah, kind of.
Same concept.
It can glaze the flue tiles into a mirror black finish.
Yeah.
And that's what creates chimney fires.
Yeah.
That's fuel in the system where it shouldn't be, because the flue tiles and the chimneys, that's not made for combustion.
Yeah.
It's made to vent. So you put all this fuel up there, you get a hot enough fire, and then that stuff will expand and ignite, and that's how you get a chimney fire.
Yeah.
Yep.
So with wood, do you stack properly, you know, on a proper rack? Do you cover it or not cover it? What's kind of the general thought behind that?
You want to let it breathe. Usually having it covered, having some sort of a roof, or just even covering the top. There's a friend of mine in Zionsville. His name's evading me right now, Martin Rice, and he has his own firewood business, and he goes to the nth degree to make sure his firewood is really, really good quality, super dry, only the best quality wood, and he'll hand deliver to customers with a telehandler and a grate and stuff.
Oh yeah.
He's great, very good guy, Martin Rice. But yeah, he just covers the top. He leaves them in these cubes, and he'll cover the top as long as there's airflow and it's not getting wet and it's been down for a year. It'll get dry enough.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, he does a great job.
So how'd you get into this whole business?
My business partner and I, so back in probably 2008, I was working at a rock climbing gym, and I was getting excited about rock climbing. And so we're at heights, you know, and didn't have a problem with that. And so kind of got recruited to start doing chimney repairs for a local company, local masonry company.
Okay.
The big red trucks, right? And enjoyed it. It was fun work. It was interesting. And then years later, I found myself doing it again. And so my business partner and I both were doing repairs for the same company here. He went on to manage a branch in Kentucky, and then made his way down to Atlanta and started working with Chimney Solutions as their division manager. And then I kind of went down there and started working again. So that's how we both got into chimney repairs, you know. But yeah, it's kind of funny. Rock climbing essentially is how I got into it.
Similar business.
So do you go over to the rock climbing gym and recruit?
I've tried that. Yeah, I've put up posters in there and done that. And actually, one of my first employees came from the rock climbing gym.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Hoosier Heights over in Zionsville.
Yeah.
And Climb Time Indy and some of the other ones. And I think that guy owns one of the climbing gyms now.
Oh, neat.
Yeah,
That's cool.
He's a good guy.
That's nice.
So what do you do for fun? What hobbies do you have?
I have 5 children. So
that's your hobby.
it.
That's my hobby. Yeah. You know,
What ages?
10, 7, 5, 2, and 6 months.
Wow.
Yep. And so 3 girls first, and then we had 2 boys.
Yeah.
But they take up as much time as I can give them. And so I really enjoy just being home in the evenings and on the weekends, and we spend time together. My wife is amazing, and it's great to see the family grow. And so that's the big one. I like to hunt. I like to be outside. I like to do jujitsu. That's kind of like where I get my wiggles out.
Right. How long have you been doing that?
I started rolling with these guys in
Said Matt pulled you in, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Matt Baker did, to this gym particularly. I'd been in and out of different gyms, 6 months here and a couple weeks there and this and that, and I never really committed to it. But when I met this crew, I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta go all in. Yeah, so that's Bushido Jiu-Jitsu in Zionsville.
Okay.
And John Parsons, the owner and the instructor, and it's a really, really cool environment. I've probably been with them since John, started and he took over the gym, and I don't know, it's probably been 3 years, something like that.
Very cool.
Yeah, I love it.
How often do you get to do that?
Right now, like once a week if I'm lucky.
Okay.
Just work's busy and family's busy, but I really, if I could be in there 3 or 4 days a week,
you would.
Oh yeah.
Feel a lot better when you're done.
Sometimes
or not.
Sometimes you're like, wow,
nursing injuries for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But you just you just try to be smart about it, like anything else.
Yeah, you got to tap out at the right time, as my son found out.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Eric was at the gym.
He blew his ACL.
Oh my gosh.
He heard it, and then he didn't tap, and the guy kept going. And maybe he should have known. I don't know, but yeah, he that was it. So he's never been back. He's okay now.
It's a reinforced way to learn.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
so.
that's unfortunate. Most of the people that get hurt doing it are very inexperienced
Right.
and or still at those beginning stages when they're trying to figure it out.
They make a wrong move, or
They're too aggressive and they hurt somebody else,
Yeah.
or they hurt themselves, or they get hurt because they don't understand what's at play or what's at stake. But somebody that's more experienced has a much better 10,000-foot view of what's going on, even in the midst of it. And so it's easier to just kind of back off and be more conscious and make sure that you don't hurt people. So you got folks to train with
Tomorrow.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So what? Just a quick aside. What is going on? What is? I mean, I've look through the windows, and see people run, wrestling around.
Oh, yeah.
But what is? I mean, compared to karate or whatever, is it more pure techniques? Is it defensive? Is it offensive? Is it more strength? Because you're not a small, pretty fit guy. So
I'm like one of the smallest guys in the gym. There's a couple of guys my size, and those are the guys that really are great to train with. But it's very, very defensive minded. Any kind of martial arts hopefully teaches you, and you've done martial arts before, quite a bit. And it's like, hey, I'm going to have the mental acuity and the awareness to step back and be like, hey, I'm not going to involve myself in this situation. I'm not going to walk down that dark alley. I'm not going to go and confront this drunk guy over here. I'm just going to stay out of it, right? Unless I'm needed or unless something bad's happening to me.
Easiest way to win is not to fight.
Not to fight,
right?
Yep.
Like I'd rather turn around and run.
Absolutely, same.
But if you find yourself in an altercation and there's no avoiding it, jiu-jitsu is kind of like you're either all in or you're all out. And if I have to engage somebody, I've never done this, so I'm speaking from an experience, except for in the gym. If I have to confront somebody, I'm going to want to be all in, and I'm going to get as close as I can, and I'm going to try to grab your limbs, and I'm going to try to take you down, and I'm going to control the situation. It's not about like all the sexy stuff you see on TV, like arm bars and rear naked chokes and stuff. No. It's like, no, I just want to contain you, and I want to slow you down, and I want to keep you from doing anything stupid. Right? And we're just going to sit here and wait together until the police come.
Right.
And you can't move.
Or you decide to give up, and then the threat's over, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's really, for me, that's what jiu-jitsu is. It's just learning how to control your opponent, how to have leverage, your the body mechanics. Like, it becomes a second nature where you learn to, like a snake, you learn to just wrap and to just apply the right amount of pressure. You stay loose enough, but you also stay tight enough. It's a blast. It's so fun. Yeah.
Exercise in presence. You have to be in the present moment. You can't be in the past or in the future when you're on the mat.
Right. Yeah. And you can't think about that stuff anyways.
Right. You don't have time.
No,
right.
You don't.
So you want it to be reflexive.
And the stuff that makes the great ones great is that they can think a couple steps ahead.
Yeah.
Or eight steps ahead.
Go ahead, make your move.
Yeah. And so those guys are so fun to train with because they're always thinking of, 3 or 4 or 5 steps down the road.
It's like chess.
Yeah. It's exactly like chess. Just
so
physical.
Tattoo, what's that?
I have one. One tattoo. My wife.
Tell us about it. Looks like a boat.
It's a little shipwreck, and it's got a little tugboat attached to it down here.
Yeah.
And my wife painted this.
Oh, very cool.
Yep. And so I got that, very early in our marriage. I think like our first year we got married. I went and had this done. Yeah. Yeah. That's the only one.
Can you give us a perspective of, how much value to a home, a well-maintained, properly, set up fireplace or wood-burning stove can bring to a homeowner? Yeah.
Well, there's a couple different things there. You've got, value that's tangible, and you have intrinsic value, right? It's not something you can put your hands around. What the stuff you can't put your hands around is the time you get to spend around the fireplace, the memories that you make there, the smell of a wood-burning stove, or just the ease and convenience of being able to turn on a gas fireplace with the touch of a button. Those things are intrinsic. It's not tangible value. The value that, I'll put it this way, a quality gas fireplace, direct vent fireplace with installation is going to be anywhere from, depending on the home, $10,000 to $20,000. That's from
General
us.
range, yeah.
We're going to walk in, we're going to take out what you have and or put in something new that's never been there. You know, let's just call it 15 grand, okay, for something like that. But there's a lot that goes with it as well. So in terms of how does that affect the value of your home, it depends on the home, it depends on the fireplace. I don't know that I could put an exact number on it, but it's significant, you know, because a lot of people are buying fireplaces that need work. They need help. So it's almost a cost negative for them.
So let's say that somebody's acquiring a home that has an existing fireplace, and what type of inspection does the home inspector do compared to an inspection that you might do? And is there a situation where the home inspector says, "Hey, there's a lot more here. I probably need to call a specialist," and then they call you? Tell us about how that process works.
Yeah, the state of Indiana will refer the fireplace and the chimney work to a certified specialist. And so even your inspectors, if you look at the home inspection, if you have a fireplace, it'll say, recommend a qualified contractor be called to inspect the fireplace. So unless your home inspector is certified by the Chimney Safety Institute of America or the National Fireplace Institute, they're going to want you to call us or another certified chimney sweep. And so that's usually what it looks like. You call us, we come out, we inspect, we do our own camera inspection, we do our own rooftop inspection, you know, crawl space to crown, inside and out. We look at every piece of the system. And that's called a level 2 inspection. It's going to run generally $300 to $400. And it's worth it. It's worth every penny.
So, and then once you have that documented, then they can provide that to the mortgage company that it's been done, it's been inspected, and then also provide it to their insurance carrier.
Yep. And if we spot something, I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. We've ruined deals before,
right?
Because of the condition of the fireplace, and we present the facts and say, "This is what you've got to work with."
But it's informative, and they're at that point they're making a better informed decision whether they decide to move forward with a chimney that needs work or not.
Yep. It's not our intention. We want people to buy homes and to enjoy them, but I don't want you to walk into a nightmare. And you know,
you just
put your
bought this.
family at
It
risk.
needs $30,000 of chimney work.
Exactly. So we sleep good at night knowing that we're not putting people at risk and you know, doing right. So
gotcha.
Perfect.
Fair enough.
Thanks again.
Thanks for coming.
For sure.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.